It is showtime. Showtime, everybody. How is everyone? Sorry, man. I was distracted there for a second and was distracted while we were all getting ready. Marty says, "Hey, dude from Melbourne, Australia." Wes says, "Hi, everyone." Wes, thanks again for donating the audio system to Charles. Charles will be hanging out here next week. Yo, 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 that's me. Good evening, tribe. Dan here, checking in from Evanston. What's up? Hello, all. Looking forward to an informative discussion. You know it, Daniel. Good evening, everybody. What's up, Shane? Hey, Shane. Shane is catching up from Geelong, Australia. So we have a special guest today, and I've got him here standing by. I hope he said 9 o'clock Eastern would work. He's going to have a cell phone, so let's see if he checks in with us. Anyway, so I'll tell you a little bit about the guest that we're having today and what I wanted to do. So, um, you guys probably have little awareness of the actual real tweaks in hi-fi. When I say the real tweaks, I mean the magic shit. Okay, people like to use magic as a derogatory word, but there is absolutely magic tweaks, for lack of a better term, because they're unexplainable. They are things that work in the room that I have heard that other people are afraid to talk about, and I am just opening it up for discussion because it's interesting to think about. We don't understand everything in the world as much as people like to think they know everything. They really don't. We don't know much of what goes on in the world. We don't know about dark matter. We don't know about the bottoms of the oceans. We don't know about a lot of shit. Okay. And so there's a lot of things that we can't measure because we don't know how to measure it. How do you measure emotion? How do you measure level of love? How do you measure things like that? You just simply can't measure certain things. Emotional engagement, in other words, in an audio rig. And everybody knows that there is a level of emotional engagement with certain audio systems. Some are emotionally engaging, others are not emotionally engaging. And how do we measure that? We can probably measure a response in the human body, but there is no sort of measurement for the audio system. Otherwise, everybody would recreate emotional engagement so that everybody could have a kick-ass, so that all the manufacturers could have something that was great. It would be a calculation, in other words. Um, so I have invited Jeff Cate, who is owner of Machina Dynamica, to come on as a guest and describe to us how his products work. Now, I am opening this for discussion. I'm not endorsing this. I don't sell these products. I just think it's a very interesting arena of hi-fi, and I don't exclude people because of their beliefs, like happens so much in the world today. In fact, I invite opposite beliefs of mine and things that may seem weird and strange that I don't understand. I seek to understand them, because I don't throw anybody out just because I think it sounds stupid. I know better than that. I know that I don't know. I'm lucky I can wipe my own ass. Let's put it that way. Okay. And so I think there's a lot of things in the world that I can learn. I learn every day. And I have invited Jeff Cate to come on the show and describe about how some of his things work. You've heard me talk about the quantum or the teleportation tweak, where you hold the phone into the room and he does something. There are the brilliant pebbles, which are little rocks that are, of course, piezoelectric and different things that I understand. They work in the presence of electromagnetism. I could see how stones could work, crystals and things like that. It's properties inherent in the materials. So of course, why wouldn't it change the sound? So it's very interesting to talk about. And I pose you this question: if you find these tweaks hard to understand, if you are willing to accept that there are $100,000 speaker cables and that there are $250,000 DACs, if you're willing to accept that, then why wouldn't you be open-minded to the fact that there might be something for $200 that you can't explain that might change the sound in your audio system as well? And that's all that I bring as a question to this show right now and with our guest, Jeff, is to discuss that and just open our minds up, rather than just only believing in one stupid nonsense and not in some other stupid nonsense, for lack of a better term. But $100,000 speaker cables are fucking stupid nonsense as far as I'm considered, as far as I'm concerned. That's magic. That's bullshit. That's snake oil. That's whatever you want to call it. Okay. It's bullshit. Okay. So if you're open to that, then you must be open on the other end of the spectrum at a very small dollar amount for something that doesn't seem like it would do anything. Some magic sauce, some liquid that contains, I know what kind of things it contains. You know, I'm not going to go into them. But there are materials that you can't see. I mean, look, there are nanobots that can go into your bloodstream and go around with little and change, that go in your bloodstream, little mechanical devices that are small enough to fit in your bloodstream and not give you a clot, and go around and fuck with cells, right? So if we can have nanobots in our bloodstream, why wouldn't we be able to have things that work in the quantum field in our audio system? And really, it's not necessarily working on the signal. It's working in the airspace. You understand that a sound wave is propagated in the air, in the atmosphere, right, of our room. Okay, there's molecules, there's air molecules, there's all sorts of, those things have spins, and there's all sorts of atomic shit going on that we can't see, right? So why wouldn't you be able to put a pulse generator in the room to change the spins of the atoms that are happening in the atmosphere in your room? Why wouldn't you be able to do that? It's not too far of a stretch to think we could pulse electromagnetism into the room and change the way a sound wave propagates to our ear by changing the air molecules. Why is that hard to believe? It's not hard to believe for me. It makes sense. Okay, I would have to experience it and see, does it make a difference? Can I hear it at a difference? But it's not too far of a stretch to think you could treat the air in the room. You could treat the atmosphere. You could treat the molecules in the air so that they spin together, or so that they do whatever. Okay, I don't even know what they do. Okay, and I'm not claiming that's what it is, but it seems that it wouldn't be too hard of or far of a stretch. So let's see. I'm going to try and call Jeff and see if we can get him going here. Let's see. I'm going to tell him. Okay. Hey, Dan. Everybody's saying hello. Yay, tweaks that are actually worth buying. I'm very open, Mikey. I heard it myself. There you go, Shane. Hey, Mike, Larry from Kennesaw. What's up, Larry? Get in touch, brother. I think it really is ultimate compliment of a system if you can say you are genuinely emotionally involved with the music you hear through your system. Yeah, it is an ultimate compliment if you're emotionally. Okay, so far Jeff is not answering. Let me see. Okay. Hey, buddy. Waiting for you to join the live stream. Okay, I'm going to put we are waiting for you to join the live stream. Okay, so we'll wait until Tommy Jeff gets back with us. Hey, Mikey, happy Sunday. Thanks for the time. You bet, buddy. Thanks, Tom. I have a fair bit to say about this topic, Martin. Okay, cool. Mysterious physics. It is. It's mysterious physics. Very interesting. Good point on $100,000 speaker cable example. It is. It's like ridiculous. If you can believe in that, then you're telling me you can't believe that a $15 something or other, like a $200, let's say, fuse could change the sound? Why wouldn't it? You know, why couldn't you make it do that? You could. I need to get you down here to Geelong, Martin, to have a listen to my rig. I've got some more tweaks that I'm about to talk about on the channel for consideration. Cool. I also need to say I have barely scratched the surface in the field. I still have a lot to learn, but I've heard things I can't explain. I've gone down the rabbit hole. So I've spent months testing out nanoparticles, testing graphene, testing them in fuses, testing them in epoxy, and painting them on chips inside the gear. I sat for a long, I have a picture, I don't know where it is, of me with my magnifying glasses and a little teeny tweezer holding little bits of material that I would put in the gear inside the DAC, and then go back and listen, and then take it off that chip, move it to another chip, and then listen, and then take it off. And then I had a whole kit that I did for a DAC that was like, I'll never do that again. Okay. That was during COVID. And I was monkey business there for like months, maybe even a year. It was after my mother died. I was going through a lot of stress, and I had to dive my brain into something to avoid the grief of my mother passing. And I went deep, and that's when I designed my patent. That area of my brain is not triggered as it used to be. So I tried all these materials. I've got a whole tackle box full of nanomaterials and graphene and shit like that in my shop that I play with. And you can paint it on things, man. You can change the sound totally by just adding a little bit of material here and there, a little bit of goop, a little bit of oil, a little bit of whatever it is, man. And you'll see, you can't explain it. Birdie, what's up, brother? Scott Clark, hey, man. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Howard. Gemstones and incense. If you get energetics, it extends to all phenomena. Yeah, I mean, it's not gemstones. It's actual piezoelectrics, things that actually do something. It's not just like having a diamond where it's pretty stone, a gemstone. It's like having a piezoelectric that you throw into the system, or a ferromagnetic, or things that change or that alter electromagnetism. And I've spent months researching material science and researching all these materials, and I put them into my cables, man, and they worked. I could put an epoxy inside a cable that had certain materials in it that would totally change the way a cable sounds. And so it's crazy. It's all about harmonics. Yeah, harmonics is a big part of it for sure. Hi, Res Audio Costa. I like that you understand torus fields and electromagnetism for sure. Manipulating the magnetic field does affect sound. Hard to prove, though. It's true. It's true. I mean, how could it not? It's electromagnetism. The signal doesn't run through the wire. What people think is that like there's a signal in a wire, like a little zzz, like a thing going through a wire. It's not. The signal goes in a field around the wire. Okay. It doesn't even travel in the wire. It travels in the field. So you can mess with that field totally. You can put shit around the wire that is in that field that will bounce the field back. It will magnify the field. It will affect the field so that all the spins line up, which is called spintronics. There's a bunch of different things that you can do to the field to monkey with it, and it does change the sound. I mean, look at synergistic research. They do all sorts of stuff like that, and they have done very well at it, so. Hello, Mikey. I think lots of people are very curious to listen to the DH Maria. Would you consider bringing it to Capital Audio Fest? No, I won't. It will only weigh a few pounds. Sorry, man. It's not my prerogative. Somebody else can, Hey, Charles, what's up? Charles will be here next week. So that is that. Let's see if Jeff, where the hell is Jeff? Why? He has ghosted us. See where he is. Trying to see if we can get him here, get him on the line. If not, we'll just go ahead and do our own show without him. But it's funny. People were like, I did that one video just to like where I did the CD thing, and I treated the CD just to see like, does it work? What do you guys think? Do you guys hear anything? I heard something, but who cares? And
hello.
Hey, Jeff, what's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. How are you doing?
Good, man. You are you ready to join us?
For what?
For the live stream.
I thought we were going to do it Wednesday.
No. Did I say Wednesday? I might have. I thought I said tonight, like Sunday night. Yeah, because I think we were waiting for Wednesday for you to get your tablet, but then I said we could just use the phone so we could do it sooner. Are you willing to do it now, or do you want to wait until Wednesday?
Let's do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow I don't have a live stream. I could do it Wednesday, or we could do it now.
Wednesday's okay. Wednesday would be good.
Wednesday would be better. Okay, so we will put it off until Wednesday. Okay, sorry. Jeff. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, sure.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so We had a miscommunication. Jeff thought it was for Wednesday, but it was for today. So we'll just continue on with our own thing, and we will feature Jeff this coming Wednesday. So that will be cool. Tesla, the scientist, was such a believer in manipulation. Yeah, and they killed him, didn't they? Yeah, I mean, it was like Tesla, or what happened to him? Was he? All I know is they took all his shit when he died. They took all his inventions. So that's why dielectrics and isolation and insulation are so important around cables. Absolutely, you can totally mess with a signal just by changing the dielectric, by painting stuff on the dielectric painting, or putting things around, by putting an extra, like a tube, a bigger tube around the dielectric and filling it with certain mineral sand and stuff like that. You can totally change it up, and it's not hard to believe. Okay, so let's get into something else. I want to ask, we've got 98 people. First of all, you guys give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, to help support this. And what I'd like to do is I want to go direct to you guys and ask you all something. Okay, let me ask you your opinions on the YouTube content that you guys get, okay, for audio. I have had a hard time. I look at the stuff that's out there, and it's just so. I'm not going to tell you what my opinion is. How about that way? Let me ask you guys, what do you think in your getting? Are you getting from? Is there any other channels out there that are giving you anything interesting? And if you were to tell me how to give you something more interesting, what would you like to see? Because quite frankly, I just don't have it in me to make stuff that I know would cause clicks. Okay. There's different motivations for making videos. Okay. And some motivations are straight to get clicks because it's about the money, right? And you're trying to show other people that you can get a lot of clicks so that you can charge money to do advertisement and stuff like that. I don't have it in me any longer to try and fish for clicks. As you've noticed, you guys are giving me enough business where I almost can't do any more business. It's actually pushed me to the precipice of a complete second level. Now we're moving into second gear of our whole plan. I can no longer, first gear is maxed out. I'm redlined, and now I'm bringing in a team. We're putting together, it's starting. Charles is coming next week. We're going to change some things around physically here. He's going to help me finish off that room. We're going to get it dialed in. We're going to get this set up for podcast, and it's going to be a different format. We're moving into second gear, and I don't have it in me to do clickbaity type bullshit videos to kind of rope you guys in. I also don't have it in me to just do a stupid channel that just has different products every time I do a video. It's just a different product, a different product, a different product, a different product. That is way too freaking boring for me. And there's not enough interesting products out there to even keep that up. You know, there's very few interesting products. Otherwise, I'm just churning through shit that I know would get me clicks. KEF LS50 or LS, whatever the hell they are. Anything we or like Chinese or like $500. I know I could get a million, not a million, but I know I could get a lot of clicks, right? It's not interesting to me. So I want you guys, I'm asking out and I'm reaching out to you guys and gals as my peeps, my viewers, to help me give you content that would really be excellent for you. I have in my ideas. I want to teach you things and do different things, just like Jeff Kate today. We'll get him on Wednesday. But give me some ideas. Let's see and give me some feedback on what your feeling is on the YouTube content out there. Is it all dreck? Is there anything interesting? Are you learning things? What do you spend the most time watching? What are the things that you like the best? I might as well just ask you, and I'm not going to do a Patreon in order to ask you guys this shit. I'm not going to make you pay me to take your suggestions, which is what a lot of the other channels do. So let me go through here. Okay. Okay, where did we go? Okay, Tesla the scientist was such a believer. Oh yeah, yep, we went that. That's why dialect. Yep, we did that. Is bi-wiring a speaker from a single amp worth the cost of the extra speaker wire? Yes, it totally is. Totally is. I tried that. It's always worked better for me. You get what you pay for. Free content is self-explanatory. Okay, I don't understand that, Mark. Give me a little bit more. You think that if I charged you guys, you think I should charge you to give you the real content? Is that what you're saying? Like I don't I don't get it. Are you saying that free content is less valuable than pay content? Please explain. I had a 2 million volt Tesla coil at the museum. I experimented arc plasma speakers. Yeah, totally, man. You got to throw the that's what Synergistic does. He runs his cables through 2 million volts through his cables, and it quantum tunnels the thing and blah blah blah. To be honest, I've stopped watching other channels since I found yours. Other channels kiss too much ass for companies that make third-rate gear. Okay, that's solid feedback. I'd love to hear some more from you guys. Please, I'm asking. Interesting? No, this is a niche within a niche. All I see is guys showing the new stuff out, which is not bad, but there's always the issue with no bad reviews and so on. Right. So in other words, it's all just it's advertising. You know, that's what these guys are doing. They're advertising. I hope you understand they get paid and sponsored by these companies. And then some of them are used car salesmen, and they sell used cars for the dealers. The dealers don't want to deal with the used trade-ins, so they give them off to YouTubers, and then YouTubers feature them, this for sale, that for sale. And what you have to realize is it's all redheaded stepchild stuff. You know, any of that stuff, if it's floating around like that loose and it's just on the web, like some used car salesman selling that piece of gear, the gear is not desirable. If it were desirable, it would not be loose getting handed off to some YouTuber just to try and find a home for a lost child. That's what these products are, in many ways. So there's plenty of humorous entertainment with audio files, content creators. Okay, so are you saying that you don't mind wasting time watching people that you can make fun of? Like, is that what you're saying? Like, it's worth it to burn time not learning anything? Because see, like, I have something against that. I am anti doom scrolling. And that's because of how it affected my own life. I think it is bad juju for me to put out useless information just to get your clicks. I think I don't support it. I support learning shit. If you're gonna spend time, it's mental masturbation. YouTube is really. It's like if I get into doom scrolling and I start scrolling and looking at stupid shit, I get embarrassed afterwards. I get shame from it because I'm like, I just burned 2 hours. I actually feel shame because I didn't learn anything. I didn't do anything productive with 2 hours, and I could have read a book. I could have done something so much better with my time than watch useless, stupid people doing stupid human tricks. And it's like a vortex of that shit. And then you start to think, well, what is, somehow YouTube just got a whole bunch of my time and they did not pay me for it. And they captured my attention. They kept me hooked in. They got their hooks in me. So I don't support that. Just like I don't support, so I don't want to proliferate it. Just like I don't support taking loans out to buy hi-fi. So I don't offer financing on purpose because I don't want you financing some shit that you can't afford. And then you're stressed out because you got to make your hi-fi payment. Like, what the hell is that? So I don't even support it. I don't take used trade-ins, okay? Because then I would have to be selling a redheaded stepchild. Why am I going to take a trade-in of a product that I don't like? Like, let's say Macintosh, okay? I know it would sell, okay? So how am I being genuine to you if I take Macintosh on a trade and then I just sell it to you because I'm like, I don't like this shit, but I'll make money off it? Maybe a business person would do that, I mean, there's whole companies that all they do is take people's used bullshit and then flesh it back out. I can't do that to you guys. So I don't accept trades unless it's Jeff Rowland, Playback Designs. It's things that I already carry. I just don't, or something I want to check out. Let's say it's something like I don't know, some brand of some DAC that I'm like, I always wanted to try one of those and compare it to Playback Designs. Why don't I take it as a trade? But normally I won't take trades. I'm not trying to take trades and give you financing and just do all this shit, because I think if you can't afford it, don't buy it. Okay. And so I feel the same way. I don't promote things that I don't do myself. So doom scrolling, I don't promote doom scrolling. But tell me, there's plenty of humorous entertainment. So does that mean, Mark, that you're willing to burn time not learning anything about hi-fi, just like laughing at the stupid shit they do? Is that enough? And does that somehow hold value for you? I'm honestly curious, because I can make stupid shit videos all freaking day. I could make 3 a day. But I just think it's manipulating. It's manipulating the algorithm. I'm just trying to get clicks, and I'm not giving you anything. At that point, I'm not trying to do anything for you. I'm just trying to do something for myself, which is clicks. The 80 or $100 a month I get from YouTube is so inconsequential, it doesn't even consider it. I just make videos that I was interested in making. My audience will find me or they won't. Yeah, same here. Reviews are so repetitive. Yeah, isn't it funny? It's like the reviews on the gear, you could take one out and plug it in to any other piece of gear. They're going to say the same damn thing. They're going to say, wide, deep soundstage. Very, the same shit over and over. The same words, the same terms, the same thing. It's just regurgitated pablum. What it is, what you've got to realize, is that reviews are advertising. That's all it is. It's just a way of advertising that's not so obvious. So you're not so aware that you're being advertised to. It's like an underhanded way of pretending like it's your peer telling you about something in order to advertise you because someone paid them to say that. In other words, I could pay other channels, okay, to say Mikey's channel is the best freaking channel out there. Subscribe to Mikey's channel. It's just a number. All I'd have to do is start going up in the numbers. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. At some point, they're going to say, fine, I don't give a shit. I'll say Mikey's channel is the best thing on the planet. It's just a number, because all these people, most all of them are for sale. I'm not for sale. And the people that are for sale, there's nothing wrong with that, again, but just because they say it, most of them will say it. I only do things if I make money. And then that means they're bought and paid for. Just understand what that means. It means you're getting biased content. You're not getting actual valuable content. You're getting advertising. So hopefully that is clear. Greetings from Chicago. Android. What's up, Andy? Andy in the house, man. Andy is Inner Circle homeboy with the tribe. Welcome, man. Dano from Scotty. What do you call it? Wisconsin? You call Wisconsin something that I never even heard before, but it's kind of a cool term. I can't remember what you call it. How about showing a video how to set up speakers in different size rooms? Isn't there a million of those out there? I mean, it's super easy. How about I tell you right now? Okay. You put them right here and right here. Take your arms sit in your seat, okay? And take your arms and put them at 45-degree angles, okay? Here's a 90, okay? Here's a 45. Put your speakers at 45s and put the baffle exactly even with your hand, okay? And put them, and depending how wide your room is, will depict how close they are, but put them closer to the walls. Don't have them close like this. Have them wide and pointed in just like your hands are up, okay? That's all there is to it. That's how you set and then you move them in. You toe them out, toe them in. You toe them in to move the image back away from you. You toe them out to move the image towards you. So you toe them in or toe them out depending where you want your image. Do you want it farther back or closer to you? That's all there is to it. And then you move them. You can move them a little forward. You can put them like if they're on a clock. Imagine a clock on the floor, and the middle of the clock is right in the middle of your room. And put your speakers on that line like that arch. Don't just set them wide and toe them in. Set them on an arch, okay? That's it, brother. And then use your own freaking ears and go to work, okay? You don't just set them there. You're going to need to spend hours on it, tweaking it to get it to where you want it, and then just do it yourself. So there, how's that? I just told you in 10 minutes. I could make a video and make a whole thing. Oh, how to set up speakers and blah, 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 blah. And I could just go in and I could tell you what I just told you in 5 minutes. That's how easy it is. And then just use your brain, use your ears, Get involved. The other content providers, man, it's hard to keep track of this when you expect that I remember. Okay, there's plenty of humorous entertainment with audio files. The other content providers. Okay, so that's what I'm asking you, Mark. Is it valuable for you to look at stupid shit that you think is humorous? Okay, that serves you zero except to stroke your mind off. Okay, is that worth it? Because maybe it's worth it. I can make goofy ass stupid videos with stupid shit, man. Trust me. And if that's what everybody wanted, I'd probably stop making videos, to be honest, because I'm not going to do some shit that I don't want to do, right? But I tend to think, but it's interesting for me to know if you guys value the stupid shit that people do. Because I see a lot of stupid shit. And it actually makes me lose hope. I lose hope in the whole thing. I'm like, Jesus, what am I doing here? Like, I feel like I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I feel like I'm totally above this shit. I'm like, I'm so above this level of YouTube bullshit. It's like, I don't even need to make videos. Okay. I do it just because I miss you guys, and I want to see you guys. I want to interface with you all. But the video portion about it, it's like, I'm not going to make it unless it gives you something valuable or interesting, or takes you into an area that you've not been before, takes you somewhere where no other YouTuber is willing to go, like the Jeff Cate interview. I also had something that was supposed to happen with Lampesator and Lucas, because I had mentioned something about the new DAC, and I think Lucas said he was willing to come on and explain his new DAC, and I'd love to hear about that. I'd love to hear about it. He would be the first guy that's willing to explain why something is the price it is. Okay, I'd love to have somebody come on and give all of us a description. Why is it 60 grand? Okay, why? What? And if somebody's really honest, maybe they tell us because people will pay that, and it really doesn't matter what's inside. It's what the market will bear. If somebody told me that, I would be like, bravo, thank you for your honesty, or maybe there's something that I don't understand. Maybe they would say, okay, well, we had to spend $1 million to get this certain whatever, yada, yada. And then, we could weigh that out and see, does it make sense or whatever. But, I would love to get somebody that could try and explain the ultra high end, because I just don't think anybody has an explanation for the ultra hi-fi. I think it's nothing more than people in Dubai will pay that shit. So we make it because we're selling out for the dollars, and if somebody could really just either explain it or tell us that they're selling out, it would be nice. Because, the best DAC I've heard is 26 grand, and I haven't been able to beat it. And, I'm willing to. I'm close with some people that have that are getting a $250,000 DAC, and that will actually let me. I tried to compare with the Wadax, but the guy who sells the Wadax was such a weirdo that he tripped out. He wouldn't let me come and do a side-by-side comparison with the Wadax. My guess is he was too scared that it wouldn't show well, that it would flop, and then he would be exposed. So I had to cross him off the list. But there are other people that are willing to do it. I don't necessarily have to make a video, but I can tell people what I heard and whatever, Anyways, so tell me more about that, Mark, about the other content providers. Are you willing to waste your time watching useless gurgle, babble on hi-fi, whatever we want to call it? Mikey's the best. Thanks, Birdie. You rock, buddy. Cheers. I follow a handful of channels that I like, and that's it. Okay, and what do you get from those channels, Shane? This hasn't and never will be about making money for me. We're clear on that. When you've critiqued articles from the hi-fi rags and forums, it gets real spicy. That may be another thing, and Charles and I have talked about this, and maybe you guys can let me know if you think this would be interesting, is I can go into articles, and and I can read articles like I've done, and then share with you my feelings about the articles and just be brutally honest. Now, that really puts me on the outside of the industry because I get critical with this shit. And I think a lot of people are full of malarkey, and I call them out. And then that's not, they're like, hey, why you got to upset the apple cart? You know, everybody was happy with our line of bullshit. And now you have to make them question our line of bullshit. Why do you got to make them question our line of bullshit? We're all good over here with our line of bullshit and all the lemmings jumping off the cliff with us. You know, because I am sort of exposing things and they didn't really necessarily do anything to me to deserve me exposing it. But it's like, it, to me, I mean, eventually I'm hoping it will make a difference in the industry. Maybe it never will, but maybe one day they'll have to put up or shut up. Maybe one day they'll have to start making more products that are more of a value or that make more sense or that they can explain away or not. Or maybe not. Maybe they just don't give a shit. I tend to think it's the latter. I tend to think they don't care, and which is fine. Then I should be able to go ahead and criticize and be critical as a buyer advocate, okay? Like Mickey Rooney, remember that? Or not Mickey Rooney, what's his name? Andy Rooney, right? On 60 Minutes, remember that? What if, you know, this, you know, he did that thing where he was, I can't remember the name of it, but he would criticize things and he would find advertisements and he would be critical about certain things and show you the juxtaposition of the marketing. You know, I mean, do you guys like that kind of stuff? I know you like it when I go inside gear and I do audio autopsy, right? So I'm just trying to bring you guys more stuff because quite honestly, I'm just like bored of doing the same old shit. I can't find I can find shit to talk about. I can find the latest things. I can create clickbait. But I just don't have it in me, you know? Let's see. I watch a lot of audio stuff on YouTube, except for you and maybe Jay, and I'm suspect of him of late. And there's not a lot of real substance. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I'm trying to bring substance, you know. And if it means me making one video a month in order to bring you substance, then I'm going to make one video a month. I'll still do my live streams because I get to interface with you guys this way. So these will be constant. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, you'll be able to see me do live streams. And this may be the only thing I do eventually. I just stream of consciousness always works good for me to set up these videos. It's like I'm plotting. Okay. And that's the way the mindset goes for us when we're creating these videos. What can we do that will get a bunch of clicks? What can we, you know, if I'm truly interested in something like the Jeff Kate thing, that wasn't for clicks. That's like, let me give this guy a break, man. He's trying to do some crazy stuff. Nobody's featured his stuff because people are too afraid to touch it with the 10-foot pole. Because I get dorks that go on that see the video. I'm unsubscribing to his channel after I see this thing. I'm like, oh, really? You're and it's just goes to show how closed-minded some people are. If it doesn't fit their little set of parameters, their little brain, then they have to cut and bail. They can't even try and expand and be a free thinker. I'm about free thinker. I'm about open discussion and about free thinking and having open discussion. And when people close their minds, that's what keeps us separate. You know, that's what makes things worse, in my opinion. I feel like you're talking about J Mike and you dance around this by not coming straight out. He is really ahead of you as far as subscribers, and this is because he's making it very fun lately. No, that's cool. I'm not after subscribers. Jay absolutely is after subscribers. I mean, I've talked to him. That's his shtick. If that's fun for you, cool, dude, subscribe to him. And, you know, I'm not concerned about subscribers. What I'm concerned with is putting together systems and earning business. That I have been doing. I sell more than any of the dealers that Jay works for. Okay. Trust me. I'm selling more than dealer networks sell. So that's what I'm after. And I'm after getting people's trust, not trying to tickle their fancy to make them giggle and shit and click. So I'm talking about any other channel. You guys know that. I mean, we've talked about that a million times. So if I wanted to get a bunch of subscribers, there's companies I can hire. You understand that, right? There's companies I can hire to jack my subscribers, and it's not buying subscribers. It's called content management and contact and talent management. I can pay for somebody to fucking thrust my channel into the stratosphere. But again, it would be using tricks to tickle your balls and make you giggle and make you click and make it fun by doing stupid, useless shit. you know, whatever. So if that's what you're after, and this gets back to the question that I have about, do you value watching stuff that doesn't teach you anything, that you're not getting, that is just more entertainment than anything? It's just like the monkey, you know, the guy with the grinder, you know, and the little chimp dancing around. Do you value that? Evidently, it sounds like you value it. Yeah, because you know, if I'm after subscribers, trust me, I would get more subscribers. That's not what I'm after. I'm after fucking sales. System room setup is always important. We all know people that get rid of good equipment while doing nothing to improve the rooms. Yeah, that is for sure. That is for sure. The only other channels I watch are Thomas and Stereo and Jay Ziagi. I think they give honest opinions. Yes, I like Jay. I don't know Thomas. I know Jay. Jay's a good guy. I've hung out with him at the shows before. Show some expertise styles on how you set up a room. Okay, so herein gets the thing. I get paid to set up rooms. So what I'm going to go show you what I learned after 30 years so that I don't get paid for it. Okay? So I can tell you how to set up a room like I just told you, okay? But that's what I get paid for. You guys don't know how to set up a room, okay? I do, and it wasn't just something that somebody told me on YouTube. It was something that cost me lots of money and lots of time learning and lots of trial and error, lots of showing at audio shows. So I'm going to show you all my secrets, all my secret sauce. No, I'm not going to do that. You can hire me to set up your room. Your no BS content is what matters. I trust in giving you my orders. Appreciate that, Mark. Your channel is like me being able to walk into your rig room. Yeah, and that's about to change. I haven't been in the room because the room is about ready to have an overhaul. It's going to be a lot different. It's going to be a lot different. You're a bit of an outlier, mate. There's not many channels like yours. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's my advice. Okay. Agreed. Charles is in on that. Your channel has value as a dealer, not as a humorous entertainer. That's right. That's what I'm trying to say. If I were after clicks, that's a different game. It's different videos. I know how to do it. I know how to upset people. That the videos that get the most is controversial subjects. I can hit on controversial subjects. I could do speaker cables. I could do vinyl versus digital. I could do streaming versus CD. I could do cheap speakers versus expensive speakers. I could do, but all that shit is like, to me, it's low hanging fruit. I'm above that. I'm above tickling your balls with low hanging fruit to get you to click. So, but it's interesting to know if you guys value that shit. I want to know if it's value, because then if you value it, it's like I just want to know, because it's like, it's curious to me, because I see clicks going nuts on ridiculous videos. I mean, if you look, let's just look at YouTube as a whole, and I'll take this off and come back to it. I'll come back at YouTube as a whole. Generally speaking, the YouTube videos that get the most clicks are the stupidest shit in the world. I mean, the ones that get millions of clicks. Just look at the videos that are the most popular. They're absolutely mindless. It's like our whole society is rotting from within, and the evidence is on YouTube. You can see social rot happening and it's just, it is horrifying. It's horrifying. And it honestly, it makes me concerned about humanity. It makes me concerned about where we're all going with this. And do I want to perpetrate that? Do I want to join in that mental rot that is happening to society or not? And I don't want to, and I refuse to participate. So it makes my job on YouTube very hard, because so I guess I'll just make less videos like I've been doing, spare you guys the monkey business, okay? Because trust me, I can do monkey business. And maybe I'll do a parody or two, coming up, because it's fun for me to make fun. Like, you guys saw me do the unboxing where I'm totally making fun of how stupid something like an unboxing is. But this is what people, I mean, it's like, so I can make fun of it, and I probably will. but it's some people get their butt hurt when I make fun of how stupid this shit is, because it's so true. It hits home, right, with many people, and they're like, God, now I feel really stupid for watching these stupid videos, and it's like, well, that's what you guys click on, and that's what people keep making. If you didn't click on it, they wouldn't keep making it, right? They make more of what people click on. They watch the numbers, right? So we know what you guys click on, and you click on train wrecks, okay? And so if I want to make a train wreck, I know I'll get tons of clicks, and the subscriber count goes up because everybody loves to watch blood and guts, pimples popping, shit like that. Like it's, people getting killed, war shit, train, car crashes, and shit like that. It's just sickening, and it's mental rot. It's gross. So I'm trying to make more valuable content. Okay, those 100K speaker cables actually perform audibly and via testing at far higher performance levels than other expensive cables. Well, they fucking better. Holy shit. And 100K is still ridiculous. I could make one for 25K that would beat those, and whatever, dude, trust me, someday I will do it. I will do it when I have time. Right now I'm too busy doing other things. When I'm floating on the top of the cream and I can quit because I've got enough money, then I will start making some of those products where I don't even need the money anymore. Okay, then I will make some ridiculous shit, and I will have my day too, making fun of the rich fuckers and selling shit that is taking money from people that have too much and they're too indiscriminate with it. I'll do it. I will play the game. I know I already have the design in my head. I already know exactly what I'll do. I know exactly how to play with the show-offs that want to show stuff off. I know how to make something. It's already, the design's already there. I know exactly what it'll do, and it'll happen. I like when you go to tribe members' homes and show how you make their systems better, show changes to speaker placement, room treatment, cable, equipment changes, etc. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I do that, and it's really not that big of a deal. Let me ask you, so why do you like it? Okay, do you want to hire me? Like, I'm asking, what's the motivation? Is it because so you can believe in me? Does it help you to believe in me better? And I'm not being a dick. I honestly want to know, why do you like to see that? So all I can think of is, you like to see that I'm not full of shit. You like to see that I actually know what I'm fucking doing, right? Is that why? Otherwise, why? Because it's not your system. I'm not making your system any better. So why do you enjoy me making somebody else's system better? I'm making their life better, not yours. So how does it pay off for you? This is just psychology. Honestly, I'm not being a dick. I seek to understand. I seek to understand the philosophy of this, because why would you like watching me make? It's like watching somebody else spend a bunch of money, watching somebody else win the lottery. Like how, like is it vicarious? Like what do they call that? Voyeurism or something? Like I don't get it. Maybe you can help. Field effect. Okay. You have been a straight shooter for as long as we know each other, brother from another mother. You know it, man. That's just, it is what it is. Speaking with you on the phone, I know you're a straight shooter. Yeah, thanks, Mark. I mean, I am. What else am I going to do? Fool you guys? And then the word would get out. Mikey sold me something that didn't work, or Mikey didn't take my return, or Mike, I took a, it just, I don't do that, man. I'm going to be the exception to the rule. That is how I have been successful. That is what is making my sales grow, is I'm the exception to the rule. I'm the guy that gets you across the line. I'm the guy that doesn't play with you. I'm the guy that doesn't give you sell you all the time, try and sell you whatever I have when you call up, trying to close the freaking deal the first time you call. So ridiculous. Used to enjoy watching Jay's content. Now it's just clickbait and full of teases. At the end of the day, I agree with you, Mikey. I'm just trying to get across the line with audio. And some people are like you. Some people are like to watch the entertainment. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with what anybody else does. But you're sharing with me. But I'm just wondering, how can I make my stuff stronger for you guys? Because I'm not going to go into and do what the other guys are doing. I'm not going to try and they're all doing similar things, clickbaity titles, real fancy, bright like faces, and making faces in the thumbnail and question marks and all that shit. Oh, what's up? Oh, stupid faces. It's like, oh God, you got to be a dumbass monkey like to do this shit. And it's just like, again, it gets back to, what am I doing, man? My talent lies way more than making stupid ass YouTube monkey videos, and it's growing and all that kind of stuff. But so I'm going to get more honed, and it's coming up. And that's why you've seen less. Is I'm going back to the drawing board. I'm not going to participate. You guys deserve better than what the industry is giving you, and I will deliver it. I want to know why equipment is good, not just a brand, but why is it good? Okay. Okay. So let's dig into that, Wes, because this is a very interesting comment. So the only way you're going to know, let's bring this back. Who gives a shit why? Okay, let's start with that. Let's start with a conversation, okay? And this will be fun. And this is for exercise. We're doing an exercise here, okay? And I am playing a certain angle, and Wes is our unbeknownst a challenger here, or participant, shall we say? Let's have this conversation. Why do you give a shit what it does? What are you, an engineer? Are you like a, okay? And try, when I say this, Wes, I'm going to play a part, okay? And I'm not disrespecting you. You know that, Wes. We go back long enough where I'm not dissing you. But I want to give it a little tooth, okay? I want to give it a little tooth in our discussion here. So why do you give a shit why it does? Okay, E equals MC squared. Well, it does sound so good because it's got a double overhead dual chip FPGA, which we program with E quantum 5 minus 4 dB of extra juice that comes underneath the other thing and goes over here and smacks it on top of the head, and then that knocks this little bit over, and you get 1 bit perfect thing, and well, then that pushes it into another little chip over here through a very special small channel of extra micron thick super fine silver that comes bring it over here. That's why it does it. Does that make it any better for you? Me telling you some stupid ass technical jargon bullshit, okay? I can bullshit you with why it does what it does. It's a perfect way for me to bullshit you because you're probably not an engineer. Maybe you are, but most of the people that are buying this stuff, it's very seldom. It's pretty easy to bullshit you guys with fancy talk about techie shit because you guys go blank in your eyes, right? I go blank in my eyes because truly I don't care. When I started out, I really did care. Why does it sound better? I need an explanation. After a while, I realized these people are just giving me a line of bullshit about why it sounds better. They're coming up with a bunch of fancy names for basic shit. And they're doing it just to mentally jack me off because I'm asking them to jack me off. I'm saying, please tell me why it does it. And they're like, oh, really? You want the mental jack off? Okay, here's your mental jack off. The chip presses a FPGA and that stacks in a cascade version over, blah, blah, blah. And they explain that bullshit over. So I mentally jerk you off. And then do you feel better? Then you're going to buy it from me? No, I mean, to me, it's like the real result is, how does it sound? Who gives a shit? Why? Okay. Now you can come in and tell me why you want to know why. Okay. So let's go to Wes. I'm going to skip everybody because Wes and I are doing this. I'm doing this for everybody. We want everybody to be able to hear along and play along with this. So where is Wes? Where is Wes? I don't see it, Wes. Give me an answer, buddy. You started this up. Okay, I'm just going to start going through the conversation. Anybody can answer. Anybody can answer. If anybody wants to answer. Okay, so you want to know why it's good. Okay, it's good because I say it's good. What else do you need, man? Okay. let's open that discussion. And then we're probably going to get derailed now as we go through these. Took me 2 years of watching your content develop solid trust. I would say continue to keep it real. Your business is finding what best works at fair investment. Yes, that is my forte. Mike, there are so many secrets to hi-fi about how to improve one's setup, and I personally love watching Ian the Tweaker Man build custom-made hi-fi components to improve his setup. Okay, that's cool. So do you participate in DIY? Is that why? You like it because you learn stuff and then you try it? No need for mindless videos. I only gained 6 pounds watching your Italian food videos. I know, dude. I gained fucking 12, dude. I feel the DAC is as important as the speakers. Yeah, in a digital system, the DAC is the heart of the rig. And the speakers are absolutely important. I had somebody call me the other day and they were asking about new amps and they wanted me to sell them new amplifiers. And he's already got like a $15,000 DAC. He's got $15,000 amps. He wants to go to some more expensive amps. And his speakers, I said, what speakers do you have? I looked them up. They were $4,000 speakers. I'm like, dude, you're buying the wrong thing. Now, if I didn't have scruples, I would have sold him an amp, okay? Because he was asking for it. He wanted to buy amps, okay? I had to talk myself out of the sale or tell him, no, you don't want amps. You need to, your next step, your bottleneck is your speakers. Adding another amp to $4,000 speakers is not going to help your rig. So let's talk about speakers. If you want speakers, I can help you. I told him about a couple speakers. He said, let me go research and I'll come back to you. I said, all right, I'll talk to you later. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going to call you and follow up on the speaker sale. I'm not going to try and close you on a deal. I don't follow up like that, man. You know, you come to me if you want to come to me. And he was like, okay, so I'm not going to call you back. Doesn't mean I don't want your business. It means I respect you enough to not try and salesman your ass. Okay. So the DAC is very important. What's my opinion of Hagel? Would you ever feature them? I have never liked Hagel. I've heard them at every show. I try and listen to them because they're a fad. There's something that came out of left field out of Scandinavia. And people seem to like them, you know, but I know better than trusting the fads. Okay. Because a lot of times they're flash in the pan. They're here. The dealers sell the crap out of them and then it fizzles out. And that's where I think is going to happen to Hagel. Hagel seems like a flash in the pan product. That's my guess. I've never heard them sound good. I've listened to them and they just, maybe it was the choice of the speakers they were with. It was a bad pairing, but I've given them chances every show and it's never impressed me. Now you must realize that we can't necessarily pin it on Hagel in those rooms because those rooms have a system that was set up. Maybe that person that set up that room doesn't know shit about setting up a rig. So maybe it was a poor setup. Maybe it was a bad speaker. So it's very hard to nail one product when you go into those rooms. But all I can do is base it on what I've heard. And I've never heard Hagel in a system that impressed me. So I have to say, at this point, the jury's out. I don't really, I've looked at the construction, the way they're built. It doesn't really turn me on. I don't care that it's a popular product, that I can sell it easy because everybody wants it, because it's turning over all the time. There's always stuff out on the market. No, those are not the products I want. I want the products that other people that aren't fads, okay, that aren't going to flash in the pan, the things that aren't bringing out something new every year. There's a learning curve in order to figure out what is worthwhile, separating the wheat from the chaff. There absolutely is a learning curve. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so you can either hire somebody like me, which just means buying from me. Okay, I don't charge you to tell you what I would suggest for you. If you buy from me, the consultation is free, and I will consult for you for free. You know, half an hour. Okay, something like that. When you first call me, I'm not going to tell you what to put in your rig, but I will give you general consult and consulting. If you guys want to spend 20 or 30 years learning what's good and what's not, it will take you 20 or 30 years. You are not going to learn it in 1 year. I will tell you this again. You're not going to learn hi-fi, what's good and what's not, in a year. You're not going to learn it in 2 years. You're not going to learn it in 5 years. It's going to take you a minimum of 10 years of doing it all the time, always switching things out. That is why you hire people like me. If you trust me, I give you my complete guarantee and you use my expertise, my ears. I go through all the bullshit so that you don't have to. That's how it works. So if you want to learn it on your own, all the power to you. Go ahead. It's going to take 30 years. You're going to spend a lot of money. You're going to lose money every time you sell your shit too. Customers, systems. Oh God, you guys got to do more than just give me little things. You got to realize that I lose track of all these things. So right now, David, customer systems means, oh, you're saying that's what you like to see? Is that what it is? So to help me along, it would be great to say, I like to see when you do customer systems. That would help me because otherwise I'm guessing. Thought provoking you are. Yes, I like to provoke thought. That is for sure. Would be cool to hear from Lampesator. Not crazy expensive multi-bit with tube output. Yes, we'd love to hear from Lucas. I know him well. I used to exhibit with him. I was the only other seller in the USA other than Fred and Rob, and they let me do it because I'm friends of the family, right? So I got to sell Lampesator gear. At some point, things changed, and I'm not going into what happened. Doesn't matter. They're fine now. They're doing phenomenal. And I actually congratulated them. I was with Rob a couple days ago, last weekend, and I said, "Fucking congratulations, man! You guys are doing a great job," and I am really proud of them. Lucas is a great guy. I love Lucas, man, and they're doing a great job. I would, however, like to know why it's 60 grand. Okay, that's all I want to know. And I'll give you the platform. You can come on my platform and let's talk about it. You know, interviews with manufacturers. Okay, David, that is coming up. That is not hard to do. Unboxing videos. You can't be serious. You want me? Oh, sorry. I thought you loved Daniel Hertz and you were carrying it. Things fell apart with Mark Levinson. No, it's just look. Okay, here's where there's problems with that. Okay, I sell things that I want to use myself, and this becomes the difference between what I do and maybe what a smart businessman does. Right? A smart businessman sells freaking everything, even shit he doesn't like, because like just because I like it, I don't like it, doesn't mean I shouldn't make money off it. Right? Because they're smart businessmen. They just want to make money. That's their focus. Okay. I want to bring results that you can depend on, and I'm not saying that you can't depend on Daniel Hertz. What I'm saying is there are certain features about it that I don't like. Okay, and it at this point it has prevented me from using it because of those lack of features. So if I won't use it, what am I going to? And I'm talking about remote control. It does not have remote control. You must use it. If you use the analog input, you get 0 remote control. If you use the coax digital input, you get 0 volume control. If you use the USB input, now I can use the volume control on Roon to control it or whatever software I'm using. That to me is not enough flexibility. That means you're pigeonholed into using certain types of software, certain setups that is not wide open and flexible. I am not going to get up and stand up and change my volume between songs depending on the recording level of those songs. I will not do that, okay? My streamer that I have right now, that the only one that's going to work with the Mark Levinson or with the Daniel Hertz is one that uses a coax output. So I have no remote control, okay? I can't remote, so I have to get up I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make my people get up every time and try and explain to them that it doesn't matter. You just get up. It's better sound without a remote control or whatever bullshit, okay? There is fine. I've got tons of stuff that is remote control that sounds as good as I've ever heard. Mark is stuck on the sound quality. He thinks that the sound quality without the remote control is better, but then I find that the argument of using the volume control on your software, that's a remote control, isn't it? So aren't you degrading the sound right there by using that? If the argument is no remote control is better, then no remote control should be used. So it's not, it doesn't, in my brain, it doesn't fit and make sense. Does that mean it doesn't sound good? No, it sounds freaking phenomenal. Mark shit sounds, I'll use the F word right now, fucking awesome, okay? There's no question it sounds great, but it doesn't have features that I would use. So I think I would be trying to tell people it sounds so good, forget about the lack of remote control. And then a year after you're using it, standing up, you're going to be like cursing me. Mikey, why the hell did you tell me that? I don't give a shit. I'd rather have something that doesn't sound as good that has a remote control. So that is where it happens with Daniel Hertz. I love Mark. I would love to carry his product. I can't do it because now if people ask, can I recommend it? Yes. If you don't mind no remote control, you don't mind getting up and going back and forth, then knock yourself out. Go for it, okay? But I can't use it that way. Okay. So it's hard for me to sell something and get excited and get behind it and try and sell you to someone when there's a real sore spot for me personally in it. You know, it's like there's a chink in its armor. There's some sort of insufficiency with it for me. So how can I sell you something that I feel has an insufficiency? Okay. And even if you don't, good, all the power to you. But then what I'm doing is I'm compromising my integrity to sell you something that I think has an insufficiency. And I like to sell things that I think give you 11. That's why I call it 11 stereo, because I give you one more than freaking max. Maximum is 10. I give you 11. I give you shit with a value that kicks ass. Okay. Not only does it throttle the competition, but it has a value to it. That's why I call it 11. That's why I do what I do. So that product for me is not at 11 level. Okay. It's at a 10 level. It's not 11. So unless it's at 11, I can tell you guys that it's great sound, but I can't knowingly make people get up and down, man, you know, or tell you that you need to use the software or use the Apple. I don't even fucking like Apple. Okay. I don't use Apple anything. So am I going to try and tell you you need to use it with an Apple TV so you can put your TV? No, man, I don't subscribe to that. Okay. And his shit is made to work with Apple. Mark's stuff works best with Apple. Mark loves Apple. I understand it. Apple's phenomenal. The recording studios use Apple, whatever, all that bullshit. Okay. I'm not fucking using Apple. Okay. And it does also work with PC, but it's not as well implemented as it does with Apple. So that's another thing that rubs me the wrong way. I don't want to hear about Apple. Shut up about Apple TV. Shut up about Apple. I don't want to hear it. It's not my thing. Okay. So I know I know I'm emotional about this shit, but I love Mark and he's the greatest dude and people, you know, just don't know him the way that I know him. And he's a really good guy. He's got a huge heart. People take advantage of his ass. And that's what's happened over the years. And it's because he's got such a big open heart. I'm here to get a divergence of opinion and learn. Life is learning every day you wake up. It's a new opportunity to learn something. Absolutely. I learn every day too. Your show and about 2 others. All right, Irene, what is up? Is this Irene a female or is it someone using his wife's? I love to see when females come in the hi-fi. There is a handful of women that have bought from me, and it's so cool to see women hi-fi enthusiasts. That is a decent list at Michael Campbell. Did I miss? Oh, I missed it. Good. Okay. How did I miss that? Oh yeah, I missed it. Good, serious, honest ones are Jay Ziagi, Thomas and Stereo. We pursue perfect system, sound news, new record day, a British audiophile, passion for sound. Okay, what do you learn from them, Michael? What do you learn from them? That is a decent list. Yes. Ultra high end is more about chassis design than quality reproduction. Okay, so I will submit to you that ultra hi-fi is something completely different than audiophile stuff. It leaves audiophile realm and goes into something else. And there's nothing wrong with it, right? I'm not saying that, but I don't consider it even the same thing. I consider it something different. It's different client base. People are buying for different reasons. Okay, so it's something separate. I don't think they can be put together. I don't think you can put Jeff Rowland and something like a Boulder. They're 2 totally different things. They don't compete. A Boulder is for looks. A Jeff Rowland is a little bit for looks, but it's more about it has a value. I don't necessarily think there's any value in Boulder at its MSRP. And when I talk to you guys about value, I'm talking about MSRP. I'm not talking about half price, what the shit always sells for in the used market. Okay, it might be a value at half price, but I'm talking about MSRP. So I don't think, and yes, it is. And you know what? I don't even knock it, okay? Some people like to wear Patek Philippe. Some people like to wear Frank Mueller, for Christ's sake. Really ostentatious watches that stick out like a freaking sore thumb, and it's just gaudy shit, right? Some people love that. If they want to buy stuff like that, and they like to buy stuff like that, then they have to buy hi-fi like that, okay? So it's no surprise to me, and I don't dislike it. I think it's funny because, you know, it's and I think watches is like the perfect thing. Almost, okay, because a lot of those have their own special movements. They have tourbillon, like movement and shit like that is really hard to do. Whereas a lot of the hi-fi stuff in the ultra high end is just, like you said, a pretty chassis. Like you look at D'Agostino, you look inside it, it's like there's nothing special in there, but the fabulous chassis, it's beautiful. It looks like a chronograph. It looks like watch jewelry. So if you need jewelry in your rig for the display purpose, then there are certain brands that you have to go to that. And boy, they're going to punch you in the balls. If you want to have that look, you're going to get throttled. That's what you get if you need that look. And it's for the buyers, it's no problem. They don't care. They're like, whatever. I want that look. I want it to look a certain way. I want it to look steampunk with copper stuff or whatever. Cool. Do it. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't see them as the same thing. It's a different buyer. It's a different headspace. It's a different reason for buying. Which brand makes the best speaker drivers in your opinion for DIY? It depends for what? Tweeter, mid-range, or bass? There would be 3 different brands. ScanSpeak is one. Those are good, Charles. Party Time. Yeah, buddy. Seos, right? Or C's, however they say it. Yes, substance is important. It is. Jiggles, what are your thoughts on Legacy Audio? I find them to be immense value for money. I bought a used pair of Aris loudspeakers for $12K. I've been blown away by the performance. Legacy is a brand, and I've said this many times, that I don't get. Okay, I've gone into it's like Hagel. I've gone into the Legacy rooms every freaking time. You know why? Because Legacy is always in the magazines. It has full page ads, man. Legacy has been doing advertising for as long as I can remember. They probably have the most consistent ad budget of any company that I've seen. Maybe Audio Research, maybe one of those named Macintosh. I don't know. But Legacy Audio always has ads in the magazines. I don't even read the magazines anymore, but when I did, I just remember how much advertising they did. So I'm like, and they have these yellow speakers that are like doubled up and all this shit, and it just looks crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to hear those things. I wonder what they're like. So I went to room after room after room with Legacy, and it never did anything for me. I never said, I got to have these. And look, I can have whatever audio gear I want, and Legacy never caused me to say, I want it. So I have to just chalk it up as not my vibe, not my jam. Legacy's not my jam. If it is yours, I'm stoked for you. That's really cool. I'm glad you found them used. They're probably half price. That's great, man. And if they're giving you the result, that is the bottom line. If you're happy with the result and they're killing it for you, that's the best. Because I get a lot of people that call me that bought used stuff on the market, and they're not providing what they expected. And they're big names, and they're not doing it. And they're upset because they've spent money and it's not doing it, or there's a problem with it and they had to send it back. And, now it's on the way back, and they get all these run around with stuff. So you're one of the few that buys used stuff and has totally benefit. I don't even know a percentage of how many, but the people end up calling me when they don't have a good experience with their used stuff, and they're ready to chuck it all and start fresh. And then I help set them up. I honestly like your content, good quality stuff. We get to know what's inside gear. We get to know who we are supporting. And at this point, I'm convinced 99% of gear is just the same stuff made in China. A lot of it is. Look, when a company gets to a certain size, you almost can't make it in the United States. You have to make it over there because they're the only ones that have the factories big enough to make shit in that type of volume. So you look at speaker cables like AudioQuest. Where do you think they're made, dude? How do you think they give you, as the dealer, 70 points? How do you think they have them made 10,000, at a time? You have to go to Asia. You can't do it here. And maybe there's an exception to the rule. I don't know, but a lot of it is the same old Drek. Closed minds don't grow. Exactly, they don't. Sky, Taz, Mickey. Oh, it's another female. Cool. What's up? Welcome to our group. I hope you stick around. Jay's Audio Lab is controversial for the wrong reasons. Lately, his video puts himself in the wrong kind of light. I don't know, man. I think he's doing what he does, and I think he's being successful at it. What Jay does and what I do are different, and it's not a big deal. And quite honestly, Jay is fucking being successful, man. He's killing it. He's getting tons of views. Yes, it's clickbait, but who cares? That's what you guys want. You know, that's what people click on, the entertaining stuff. He knows how to do it. He's got it down to a science. And he told me he was going to do that. He told me a long time ago, here's what I'm going to do, man. And he's doing it. So bravo to him, man. You know, it's different from what I do, but there's nothing wrong with what he does. He has his audience. I have my audience, you know. You offer a unique experience that others don't, but sometimes we want to hear an in-depth review from the others on a particular product, which is what they offer. Your info is much more in-depth. I got you. I got you. Yeah, well, of course, that makes sense. I mean, how else are you going to learn about new products, right? Jay-Z, Augie, and stuff like that. They bring you new products all the time, and then you can learn about what's on the market and all that kind of stuff. If you don't want to read the magazines, I'm not going to do that because those products are uninteresting. Most of them, like you said up there, are just the same stuff made in China. So it's like boring for me. So I don't want to just keep regurgitating stuff for you guys. I got to be the outlier. I have to be the one that doesn't do the same old shit. I owe it to you guys. I feel that you guys deserve at least somebody that isn't playing the game, you know? And so that's what I try and give you. I want you to talk about mixing panning. Touche. Jay's Audio Lab compared low-end cables with $100,000 cables, asking for trouble. He's asking for clicks, dude. Don't you get it? That's like a great way to get clicks. And look, here he is. Mike, I'm not sure if you've realized this. Maybe I haven't. But every single live stream you conduct has always comment about Jay's Audio Lab. Why do you think that is? Because you're controversial, Jay. Because you make clickbait. That's why. Because you put your name out there, you know? Why is Trump on everybody's lips right now? Because he says shit like they eat cats and dogs. So you do similar shit. You say $100,000 are comparable to 10,000. You know what you're fucking doing, bro. You're clickbaiting. That's why your name is out there. That's why you're getting subscribers. That's why you bypass me with subscribers, because that's your prerogative, brother. And you're doing a good job at it. So kudos. I applaud you. You know, you stir a lot of people up. A lot of people, and I hate to use a rap term, but you're the nigga that people love to hate, right? I mean, that's like using, who was it, Ice Cube that said that shit? So that is notorious. That's good. You're getting people that way. You know, it works for you, bro. And I don't really care why. You know, I mean, it's you're doing a good job. So I applaud you. You know, Jigas, Legacy Bill Doddleson is one smart audio speaker engineer. Beautiful speakers. There he goes. I got another guy for Legacy. What size speakers are appropriate for your room? How do you determine what size speakers are appropriate for your room? It's really, the only thing you need to be concerned about is if they're too tall to develop the sound, judging by how far away you sit from them. Okay. So just think about that. It's a bunch of drivers that are stacked up or whatever, unless it's a line array. Okay. A line array is different. But if you have you have like a big speaker on the bottom and they get smaller as they go up, when they get up like that, you need to be a certain distance away from them for that music to develop, for it to blend right and get to your ears. If you're too close on that, your ear is closer to the lower shit than it is to the higher stuff. The higher stuff is further away. So you're going to get weird. It's not going to give you enough room for it to develop. If you sit further away and they're really tall, you have enough space between you and the speaker for that sound to develop. So that's how you determine the size of speakers for your room, is how far away can you sit from them? How high are the ceilings? Like how much volume do you have to fill in that room? And are you trying to fill the volume in the room, or are you trying to create a little pocket of sound on one end of the room? So what your purpose is would depict that as well. Jay, probably because you've sold out and it's a topic of discussion. There's another opinion. What about some vids on the stuff in your rack? The crayon stuff. That good eye, dude. I was just thinking about the crayon. I got to sell the crayon. Here's what's happened. Okay, so this gear that I used to collect it because I'm an enthusiast, right? I come from being an enthusiast, and it developed, and then I've been a cable manufacturer this whole time, and then it developed into becoming a dealer because that's where my forte lies, right? And crayon was something that I bought at one time. I actually took it on trade because I'm like, there's something interesting that I want to learn about. And it's a super cool, interesting, totally different design than anything else. And I love designs that are like that, where they're totally different than anything else. You're like, wow, I've never seen anything like that or heard anything like that. I love the buttons and the way they implement their user interface. It's just different. And I like shit like that. Crayon is one of those things. Triode sound, super cool. And it has a triode. I think it's solid state, but it has a very unique circuit. So that's why I got the crayon. And I'm gonna have to sell it, man. I can't do what I intended to do with all this stuff, right? Which is try it and rotate it out and listen to it. I can't do that anymore. Why? Because my loyalty lies to my buyers, to you guys. So it's no fair for me to have something that we're listening to in the room that is not something that you can buy or not something that I sell. Unless I'm trying to sell it right at that moment. But it, for videos and stuff like that, it's like it doesn't. It's not good to tease people with stuff that I don't sell, right? And I'm not doing any. I'm not. It doesn't. It's kind of a. There's no useful purpose for it. So all of that stuff that you see on that rack, all of that stuff needs to get sold. But the problem that I am up against now is I know how unique and special this stuff is. Many of the buyers do not. They're asking me, Mikey, I'm a beginner. I don't know anything. So am I going to sell a beginner a crayon? Probably not. Am I going to sell him the Bridge Audio Lab stack that I have made in Japan, that wicked high level Japanese DAC? No, I'm not. I'm going to sell those to audiophile collectors that understand what they're buying and understand and really understand what they're buying. I wouldn't just blindly sell to anybody. It has to be somebody that is the right person for that product. But yeah, I can go through the rack and I can go through every piece that I have and show what they are. A lot of them, I don't even remember the spec. I think the crayon was like, it's a lesser power thing. I think it's like 45 watts per channel or something like that. It's an integrated amp made in Switzerland or something like that, or Denmark. Super interesting gear. And I don't have it in me to go read up on all the gear so that I can give a really good presentation. I'm going to be doing like what I just did. Well, this thing is like, I think made in Switzerland. Let me pull it off the shelf. Let me look at the back. Yeah, it's made in Sweden or wherever. And I think it's got, I can do that kind of a thing. But really, the point now is for me to purge. Everything is coming out of the room now, okay? As part of the new room, everything will come out. All the gear will come out, the tape machine, everything's coming out because I'm putting in $110,000 Slate speakers that are going to be, that I'm not going to compromise the room in any way. Everything's coming out. The room's getting redone, new acoustics, and it's getting done well. And so all that stuff needs to go, man. And I have some cool shit. It's like a collectible watch collection. I've got shit that normal people wouldn't understand, but collectors totally would understand. So it's like having a, certain Rolex, Ice Blue Face, Platinum, Daytona, something that not everybody knows about, that normal collectors, it's not in the normal, it's special. Okay. So if you guys want some special gear, pick up the phone. Do not email me. Pick up the phone and call me. And I can discuss with you what I have that will give you something that nobody else has. You'll have something that is totally unique, totally cool, and outperforms other things. And you're going to get it at a freaking pittance. I mean, I have a DAC right now, a Romulus. Did I speak to? I think I sold it. Things for like $4,000, $2,000, $4,000 that are part of my collection. You guys call, No ball tickles. You love the ball tickle. You know it. Who doesn't? The only other channel I watch is Aaron's Audio Corner. He uses a Kipple near field tester for speakers. He will tell you his honest opinion and if the speaker has issues, which is interesting because, a lot of times measurements don't tell the whole story, but it's interesting that he's got one of those. It gives you another angle that other people don't have. I value your integrity and years of experience. You have taught me a lot and what could be better to be able to them, but FERC. Just wait for the minds of everyone. Just wait for the minds of everyone will be dead. AI is here. I know, brother. It's disheartening. You know, it's really disheartening. I just today took Google off my phone. I'm no longer going to be able to use YouTube on my phone. So I'm not going to be able to do the quick shorts that I do when I do YouTube shorts, and I just shoot them like myself. Like today, I was at a Latin American festival. We were dancing to all this Latin music and eating Latin food, and it was great. So I do quick videos. I'm not going to do that anymore. My YouTube experience will be contained to my desktop. I am not going to allow for brain drain. I can't do it. I mean, a couple of days ago, I must have been I burned hours of the day. And it was like, I had shame afterwards, the way an addict has shame after a night of cocaine and hookers. You know, it's like you get shame for it, you know, and it's like I had shame, the same type of shame that comes along with abusing drugs or alcohol. And I'm like, this is an addiction. Now this has turned into something that is, I need to look at it like drugs and alcohol, this damn, the phone, you know, and YouTube in general, and doom scrolling, which is, you know, Instagram is even worse. Oh my God. Instagram is like YouTube times 10. Instagram is complete unusable shit. At least YouTube, there's instructional videos and things you can learn on YouTube, but I haven't seen one useful thing on Instagram, only just grotesque, disgusting, weird shit that is just brain drain. And I got stuck in Instagram, and I was like, it's over, baby. It's over. Google's off the phone. I can't log into my YouTube account on the phone. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it anymore. It's back to reality, man. I'm getting back to doing other things. And then be able to buy from you when ready. Yes, buddy. Yes, appreciate that. Oakland says, what does Oaktown say, man? It says, what's up? Oaktown in the house. What up? Glad to have you, man. Keep doing your methodology. Right on, Charles. Appreciate it. Idiocracy wasn't supposed to be a documentary. I know, my God, man. It's like that. If you guys haven't watched the movie, watch Idiocracy, and it's sad. You know what else? Watch George Carlin from like 1993. George Carlin is just like, dude, he lays out the political thing like it's so true. And he talks about how stupid society is. And YouTube wasn't even around when he was doing that comedy. And he's talking about the dildo shit we do, go to the mall with our fanny packs staring in the windows. And he doesn't even, I mean, it's 10 times, 100 times worse now. Watch George Carlin stand-up comedy. And you'll be like, oh my God, we went there. Hard to take reviewers seriously. It is, because it's advertising. That's what it is. It's advertising. Endgame gear at different price points is awesome. Everyone else is in an Audio Journey channel. I really just want the best as my income moves up. Enough trial and error. You are endgame value. That's what I try and do, because there is still value out there. I don't want to get ripped off. It's just like going to a restaurant and spending, you know, $250 for, you know, you and your wife to eat dinner. It better be some of the best shit you've had, right? If it is, then it's okay to spend that kind of bread. But if it's not, then you're the chump, right? And you feel chumped, and you're like, this sucks. I feel chumped, you know? And that exists with hi-fi as well. So I just like to, and I've always been that way since I've been a little kid. I remember when I was a little kid, someone reminded me of this the other day. I would say, we got gypped, you know? So it's in my fucking blood since a childhood. Like I used to be, we got gypped. And I don't know what I was talking about, but some kid from high school is like, oh man, I remember you one time saying we got gypped. And he was talking about when we were little kids, man. I mean, this was like, I was 10 or 12 years old at grade school saying we got gypped on something. So it's in my blood. I don't know what that is, but I got the we got gypped gene, and I find the values. Okay. Hey, Ted, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hey, Charles. What I think is valuable is when you dissect a couple pieces of equipment and compare their build. Yes, that's really revealing when you do that. That is really revealing. Mikey, as someone who is deep in the social media world, you want quality clicks, not clicks from people that want $1,000 system, honestly, because as a dealer, those would not convert into sales. Totally, brother. That's absolutely, it's the quality of the clicks, which is so true. And it's the quality of the subscribers. Some people want to watch the train wreck. That is not a quality click. It is not a quality subscriber. Quality subscribers are the people that entrust me to sell them a hi-fi system. And that's why I've laid off, because my sales are, I mean, the channel accomplished what I wanted, which was to make the sales go like this, to earn a reputation as being a straight shooter and giving you guys what you're after, getting you across the line and where you feel like you got your money's worth. That's all I can do, man. And if I can do that and people are happy, they're going to tell everybody else. And if I get you across that line, you're never going to have to buy hi-fi again if you don't want to. And there are enough buyers that I can stop everybody off the hi-fi merry-go-round, and there's still going to be enough for me to retire. So that's my goal, to get you off the hi-fi roller coaster, you know. Carl Van Doren, why do you find it hard to take reviewers seriously? Why? Because they're advertisers. They're not unbiased. They're paid. I can answer that for Carl. Jay was just here and he said, why do you mention him on every single one of your live streams? My viewers do. Okay. In case you're not watching, my viewers bring up Jay. I don't bring him up. My viewers do. And they bring him up because he causes train wrecks. He talks about shit that is so freaking ridiculous, but that's his game and he knows it. And he's told me that. He talks about shit that is fucking retarded, okay? And it makes people go cuckoo because it's retarded shit. It's a $100,000 speaker. That is fucking retarded, okay? So people go cuckoo and they click on it because it's a train wreck. And my people that come on here, I do never bring up Jay. Why would I advertise his channel on my own? What's in it for me, you know? My customer, the people that are watching this channel also watch his channel and they bring it up because they're bringing up the train wreck. I think you and him have interesting approaches. And yes, I follow both of you. It's like Coke and Pepsi. Yeah, totally. I've got nothing against Jay at all. And I've told him a million times, when we talk face to face, he knows I have nothing. When we talk, we're two brothers talking. The only time we had this was because of some motherfuckers that he's aligned with that I can't fucking stand, that are assholes. Okay. And they pay him. So he has to be loyal to those guys. And these fuckers are, you know, I wouldn't wish them upon anybody, you know, anybody. But unfortunately, that's where some of his money comes from. So, hey, I have to just, you know, let it lie. But Jay and I don't have any bad blood. When we talk about open shit. We know we're totally different. I always thought it would be fun to fucking give each other shit, which would really be fun. Let's fuck with each other, Jay. Let me give you shit. And why don't you give me shit? And then people would be all over the fucking drama, wouldn't they? Because it would be total fucking soap opera drama. But, you know, that didn't happen. So at this point, it's like that kind of shit may have sold. But I thought that would have been funny if we would have been two completely opposed channels where we openly gave each other shit. We openly argued. I openly gave his rhetoric shit. He openly gave my rhetoric shit. You guys would fucking love it. Don't tell me you wouldn't. You would love it because you'd know we're doing it to fuck with each other. You'd know that we are bros fucking with each other, right? Like, you'd know, like, we're not actually pissed at each other. We don't actually hate each other, but we're giving each other shit, which I'm cracking his story. He's cracking my story open. I'm breaking his shit balls. He's busting my balls. That would be fucking pure enjoyment for you guys. Tell me if it wouldn't. Of course it would, because it would be drama, and everybody loves drama. Everybody loves a soap opera, a reality show, something. Oh my God, did you see Mikey said that? Did you see Jay said that? You know, I mean, it's drama. But to me now, it's like I'm pulling back from that because that is utter clickbait. It was a phenomenal idea, I think, because it would have been massive clickbait and it would have been entertaining for people and it would have been funny. It would have been fucking funny, but that shit passed. I think that was a fucking great idea, but nonetheless, he's got his own viewers. I got my own viewers, or you guys go there for different things that you come to me. We're not in competition, and that's why when people say, oh, he's got more viewers, it's like, but we're after different things. If I was after viewers, I would have a different viewer count. And I know I can make that a focus. I've already consulted with people that could double my viewers. I don't care, man. I'm not trying to do that. Again, I'm for a different purpose. So, like you said, you want Coke, you come here. You want Pepsi, you go there, or whatever. It's just it's no. And my people bring it up. I don't bring up Jay unless my people bring him up. Mostly underpowered amps is what Carl is saying comes from reviewers. Coke and Pepsi hi-fi. Yeah. I noticed Jay has removed his comment as well. I didn't notice. I mean, it's okay. I don't fucking mind. He can say things here. He can give me a hard time. I don't care, man. I can take it. Give me a hard time. Bust my balls, man. I fucking don't mind having my balls busted because I can take it and I can give it back. Just don't expect to bust my balls and not have me meet you at the line, but I love that kind of thing. And especially when it's spirited argument. I love a good debate, but when I had one guy come on and he was like drunk and he was a Democrat and he's like going into all this shit. And I'm not saying all Democrats, look, I came from that side, I'm not, I should stop right there. I'm not going to go into it, but this dude was just like, I hate to use that term, but he was okay. And yeah, anyways, let me just reverse that, ignore that. But anyways, keep it real where the rubber meets the road. Mikey, you and Jonathan should do a show together and both take a plane to South America and do ayahuasca. Now that's entertainment. Totally. Is Jonathan the speaker guy? Or you mean Big John? That would be funny. Yeah. Go do some ayahuasca and videotape it, man. You'd see me purge the demons, man. I'd probably quit hi-fi after that. As for me, Mikey, the payoff is watching you do your thing is that I learn new things from you. Not many offer that. Okay, cool. Right on. I enjoy the product you make. Thank you, brother. Yeah, Martin's talking about the cables, man. Anybody that's had a taste of my foil cables is begging me to give them back. And I'm like, I will, dude. It's hard for me to do that. See, Carl knows. I know what's up, right, Carl? Right? We appreciate that. Thanks, Oaktown. Thanks, Too Short. It is just to sound good and resonate with you, the buyer. That's about as complicated as it needs to get. Yes, Wes is a network engineer, and I like it. Oh, that's good. You should sell streamers then, because network is a pain in the ass. Have Wes call in. What for? That's good enough for me. I know it's about the sound, but I like to see how well its system is built, and you seem to be able to explain it quite well. Okay, so you're talking more about not like the technical how things work, but more about just see the build level. Is that correct? Like is that what you mean? So like just to see like how the build is. I get that, because that exposes a lot of times you open gear up and you can expose that it's built crappy, and so that's a good thing. Mikey, what are your thoughts about DIY DACs such as the Gabster as is TD1? If you're familiar, I'm not familiar with that. A DIY DAC is exactly what it sounds like, man. What do I think about DIY? I don't know, French popover or something. Like you can DIY it if you want to. Is it going to turn out like the French restaurant? Probably freaking not. I don't recommend anybody DIY a DAC that's not soldered before. I think a DIY DAC is probably expert level, unless you're not soldering components. If you're just you're doing assembly, final assembly, no big deal. You're screwing boards into a chassis, you're putting header things on. They can be great, but the problem arises when they have issues. You're the bitch that's on the hook if it has issues. You can't go to anybody. When you buy a DAC that's already put together, that shit's under warranty unless you buy used. And if something goes wrong, it doesn't work, you send it back and they fix it for you. So a DIY DAC, I don't know, man. You better be really sure about the gear. You better be really sure about the parts. You better be really sure about the kit and your own soldering skills, that you're not going to burn something. You're not going to zap something out with electrostatic discharge. DACs are touchy things, man. They're computers. Maybe it's easy. I don't know. If you want to go for it, I'd say go for it. But I have no idea what the Gabster is. I don't know if it has anything to do with Gabber music. Do you guys know what Gabber is? Oh my God. Look up Gabber dancing sometime. Look up Gabber dancing. You want to see some UK people on speed losing their minds? There you go, Gabber. With regards to an amp, is it good practice to keep it cool with a fan or just let it run? If it needs a fan to keep it cool, it's not designed well. Okay, so an amp should not need a fan. An amp should be able to cool itself on its own. Some amps are built that are very powerful and they're built to be inside racks and they need fans because they're just too much power in too small a space and they have too many output devices on too small a freaking heatsink. So they need fans to help. I don't like those designs. I think it's an under-designed amp if it needs a fan. It should be able to cool through convection cooling, in my opinion. Now, if you want to put a fan and blow in the room on the amp, sure. If it runs cooler, it's better. You know, if you help to take the heat away, that's a good thing. But a fan is usually going to be noisy in a room, so I don't normally like fans in the room. Giving us your unvarnished truth, bravo. Thanks, man. It might take me longer than 30 years. It might. It's true. I don't know, fellas. This guy seems a bit kludgy. You all falling into his trap. Luan. This is Luan. What's up, man? How are you, buddy? Long time no talk to. Here's a customer from California. How are you, brother? Once my system is dialed in, I was going to explore testing synergistic research fuses in my DAC. I heard good things about results. Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely going to change the sound. I'll tell you that. It will change the sound. Would having the Daniel Hertz next to your listening position running longer cables degrade the sound? Long speaker cables are never a good idea, you know. But, you know, maybe it doesn't matter. I just know that typically you don't want long speaker cables. Why? Because it changes the impedance curve of the speaker to a certain degree. You have a long speaker cable run, you're going to change the impedance curve. Now, if it just doesn't matter on the amp, then fine, go for it. Marcus told me, put the amp with long speaker cables if you want it close to you and you don't want to do it now. Now, that's weird for me because I have 3 chairs in a row. So there is no, I like to share my audio system with people. I don't have just one chair in my room. I've got 3 chairs in a row and there is no room to put it next to me. And what am I going to do? Sit out of the sweet spot off to the side to control it? No, what am I going to put it on something in front of me so it blocks the sound so I just lean forward and do it? No, man. Give it a fucking remote control. That's what I say. I mean, and you know, but yeah, it probably won't degrade it. If you have a middle chair and you put the thing next to you and you use it there, that's probably a great way to use it. It's a great way to use it. It's a great sounding amp, man. You know, do it up. If that doesn't, it doesn't work for me, but it's not to say that it won't work for you. Hey, Eric, Aaron, I no longer have any remote in my system. DAC 07 with the NAT amp. Still loving it though. Why don't you, Aaron? Did we? Oh, were we? Come and get the remote, brother. If you don't have a remote, I've got another one. Didn't we get you a remote with that thing? Oh, or was I couldn't find it and I had to find it for you. Either way, get your ass over here, man. I'll give you the remote from another NAT if you need it. Come by and get it, brother. That thing is remote control. Mikey has passion for audio, refreshing. Thanks, Birdie. I didn't mean to stir things up. No, it's okay, Wes. It's okay, man. I had to purge the demons. I had to get them out. Now I feel better now. I purged the demons. I feel better. I'm happier. I trust your advice about buying hi-fi. I had to take a mental poop, and then I did. I trust your advice about buying hi-fi. I also like knowing why it sounds so good. I get it. And what I misunderstood, Wes, was you're talking about the build quality, and I was thinking maybe you wanted to know circuit details, you know, like why it sounds so good. Because like in a Jeff Rowland, I could tell you about the circuit details and what it does, and it has a certain design that the distortion doesn't come at the high frequency; it only comes at the low frequency instead of the other way around, where typically you get more distortion on the high. You get, you know, there's all sorts of things to describe it, but quite honestly, those guys are better at doing it than I am. So I just don't even try to describe it. I show you build quality, and then I say it's good. This show is why I like your show. You say it as it is. Thanks, brother. Should always be about the music. That's the bottom line, Marty. Yes, Marty. What I have learned from many audio influencers channels is that they lack knowledge and know-how of what's best possible and put down what they can't do. Yeah, that could be. Welcome to the world. Many are simply mediocre talking heads that pretend as a talking head caricature to be relevant and entertaining. Yeah, and it works. That's the truth. Has Jeff Kate been on yet? No, Jeff thought it was Wednesday. So Jeff is coming back on Wednesday. So everybody, you'll see Jeff Kate, and he will come on Wednesday, and we can go into a real rabbit hole to just talk about crazy stuff, like really stuff that you can't explain, like quantum levels things, and it's really interesting because when he describes it, and when these people, if you'll have an open mind and you just listen to what they describe, you go, well, why wouldn't it make sense that you can treat the air molecules in the room? That makes total sense. There's stuff in the air, right? If we're to actually, there's things in the air, there's molecules, right? So, and they all have spins, and they're spinning different ways, doing different shit. If we could make them all line up and spin, would a sound wave propagate differently? Well, it stands to reason it would, rather than a haphazard, thing. It just, and that's just very surfacey as I understand it. Makes sense. So I'll listen to him. I'm with you, Ari Apple. Yeah, I know. Good night, Mikey and Tribe. It's been 80 minutes. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. I gotta go. Good night, Dan. Tapes. Oh yeah, they're all over the place, Marty. I know. It's a whole nother world. Sup, Lowell? How are you doing, buddy? Tom, I've always thought you have given Jay respect. I do. I don't diss him at all. It's and I don't bring him up. See, like this is somebody else bringing him up. I don't mind talking about the channel. Jay and I did videos together, so it's like, and we know each other. So if somebody asks about him, I'm gonna say, look, Jay's fucking successful at what he's doing. So how you even, I mean, and even people that call me on the phone, oh God, whatever. I'm like, dude, Jay exactly knows what he's doing, and he's doing a fucking good job at it. And I applaud him for doing that. That's exactly what he set out to do. That's what he told me he was setting out to do. And that's what he's fucking accomplished. So hats off to him, man. He's got people hanging on to that shit and clicking like mad. That's awesome. I found a good paint for redecorating on Instagram. Did you really? That's cool. Hey, Shane, when are you going to do the next XTC review? Jay, what does it mean when you listen to every one of Mikey's live stream and has never seen one of your videos? Uh-oh. He's XTC, the band? Oh, he's always saying what? Tell Jeff Kate once again. No, I'm glad that didn't happen. I just don't think it would have worked, mate. Talking about what? What are you guys talking about? Something crosstalk cancellation. I recall you said you had the unit. Crosstalk cancellation. What is that? That is the what Jason Audiophile Junkie likes that thing. What is it called? The DSP thing. I'm drawing a blank. Bach SP. Is that what you're talking about? Tell Jeff Kate once again that isolation can only exist in the absence of matter. Woo! Yeah, baby. Okay, now we're getting into some meat and potatoes. This is the kind of conversation that I like. Okay, he just tipped it off right there. Okay, this is solid physics. Let's talk about this. And we can do it when Jeff comes on, and Jeff will be on Wednesday. But this is brilliant. I would have to totally agree. Like, I'm on board with Tom here. I'm like, there is no such thing as isolation as long as there's gravity. As if there's gravity, everything is coupled. There is no decoupling. You're just making it less efficient coupling. You're making it shittier coupling. It doesn't transmit as well. All it does is transmit less efficiently. Okay, so maybe there is some value in that. Maybe the slow process of turning vibration into heat is different than the fast process of draining vibration and moving it to somewhere else. which is what Tom's talking about. And this is a meaty conversation. This one has meat on the bone. And this could be a whole video. This one right here, talking about isolation versus rigid coupling. Terrific conversation, because it makes sense. And the point that Tom's making is isolation is the wrong term. Okay, there is no true isolation unless we're in space with zero gravity. Okay, if we're in a zero gravity, then we've isolated one thing from the other. As long as we're on Earth, everything is fucking coupled, right? It's all coupled due to gravity. So we just make it either efficiently coupled or inefficiently coupled. Okay, how do you argue that? That is brilliant. It makes complete sense. It's like a light bulb goes off in your head. How can you even argue that? Okay, what you'd have to get into in this case for the conversation is, well, does it mean that we have to throw out inefficient coupling? Because inefficient coupling just means the energy is it's a slower transfer. Okay, but maybe that's useful. Okay, so that would be the argument there. Maybe we could say, Tommy, maybe we get a different sound from slowly converting the vibration to heat. Maybe we like that. Maybe we don't like rigid coupling, just evacuating vibration out. They're two different results, okay? And maybe one is not better than the other. It could be personal preference. Therein lies the discussion, right? We don't throw it out just because there is no isolation. But isolation, what Tommy is getting into is the actual term isolation is an incorrect term. Okay, it is an incorrect term because there is no isolation. So brilliant sentence here, which could open us up to a whole conversation. Shane did not like it. Got it. Thanks, Shane. These are the other ones. Back to the Jay comments. See, again, I'm not bringing up Jay. My comments, you guys bring it up. I'm willing to talk about him, but I'm not bringing him up. Back to the Jay comment somebody made. From our vantage point, he deleted his comment, but you can see it after he's taken it off the screen. Okay. I don't know why it's significant. It's probably not. I don't think it is. Yeah, okay. So, but look, Jay, you got people concerned, so bravo, dude. You've got people concerned that you're taking your fucking statement off the comments. I mean, who gives a fuck, right? Like, I don't give a shit, but these people actually do give a shit. So you've done a fucking good job at what you wanted to do. Bravo. You've got people fucking hanging on to every little action you make. That's great. Now try to relax and not have people watch you. That's going to be a trick. I can disappear into the fucking minutia and you're going to be on the hook for every little fucking move you make. But that's what you wanted. That's what you signed up for. And you've got people hanging on it, dude. So you have been successful. And I got to applaud him, just like fucking applauding, there's other companies from companies with gears that maybe I don't like, or they don't like Synergistic, Teddy. Okay. I don't use his stuff. Okay. And God bless him, because the guy's done a fucking huge job. I don't use his stuff, but I'm friends with Ted, and I love that he did what he did, and I love that he created what he created, and I have to give him respect, even though I don't necessarily believe in the thing. I think it's great that he did it, and I give him mad respect, and I how can I not respect it? So how could we not respect Jay for having as many fucking clicks as he gets? We have to respect it. There's no way we can't respect it, because he's done a successful job. So fucking A, we give him kudos for that. That one brother. Well, oh yeah, Too Short. What's up? I want to come and hang out in Oaktown, man. You can show me around. We go down, man, there's a cool jazz club down there on the lake, bro. What is that place called? Yoshi's, dude. That place is famous. You go get some sushi at Yoshi's and watch jazz. Do you ever go there? On Aussie Audiophile, yes, I know. You can delete, but Mikey will still see it. It doesn't matter. Charles is on it, man. Charles is bit. Charles is like this. Okay, cool. Good to know. Well, I wouldn't have been removing my comment. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. He wants to exit the conversation, maybe. Mikey, no solder here. Try fusion spot welding. I know. I've seen that stuff. That's a whole other thing. I'll let them do it. And I'll tell you about fusion. If it's the vibration one, there is a certain thing about that vibration one that does not leave a flat surface. So the joint is, I know it fuses, but I remember looking at it and there was a reason why you had to use a thing that had teeth in it, and it was, I have to go back and look why I didn't start using it, but I'm familiar with it. Just looked up Gabbard dancing. What the fuck? You see what I mean, man? Like these guys, like it's like they just took a freaking smoke to hit a speed, bro, and now they're just like bonking out, dude. You know, it's like, dude, is that a dance? Like that's actually a dance. Like that's how you're feeling right now. You're spazzing, dude. You are utterly like, I would not want to feel that inside. If that's an expression of what you feel inside, I don't want to feel that. Like that is danger. Like there's a red flag. If I'm feeling that way, take me to the hospital, man. Like, holy shit, put me in a fucking ice bath. Hey, Mikey and Tribe from Iowa. What's up, Andy? Good to see you. What's happening, man? KLH. Oh, this is Kemper. Hey, Mikey, do you have any new info on Fisher and Fisher's new driver? Yes. And what they said was, really interesting driver. They're getting great results, but it doesn't sound Fisher and Fisher. So they're still doing things with it until they can get it to fit their parameters of what they believe is good for their sound. They won't use it, no matter how cool it is. Now, here's an example of what a company with less scruples would do. They would take the new driver because it's good marketing. It's the only one that exists of its kind. It's new technology. It's totally cool looking. Like I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, I want that to sell it just because it's totally different. It would stand out. You'd have something for marketing that would be different than everybody else. And that's always good for marketing, right? Especially in hi-fi where things get so stale. You try and bring in new technology like that, and it works, man. That can be just a little spark to the mix. If they had less scruples, they would put it in anyways, and they would try and tune it out with using a certain capacitor or a certain resistor, or tame it down, or do whatever they would do to try and flavor it. It may not be exactly their sound, but they'd say, screw it, we're going to run with the marketing. And they would run with the marketing. They have too many scruples. They have too much integrity to run with a driver that doesn't fit their parameter of what is killer sound. So therefore, they're not going to use it, at least not yet. There's Lon. Doing good, brother. Soon to be retired. Nice. So time to build my dream system. Let's go. Yeah, baby. Well, call me up, Lon, and I'll take care of you, brother. I damn, dude. And you know what? I wasn't in San Jose. Are you still in San Ho? Are you in South City? I was in San Francisco, bro. I wish I would have remembered to. Well, we did hook up last time. That's right. We went to that one place, man. Lon had a sick car stereo, man. He put some shit into his Porsche, dude. I mean, it was retarded level hi-fi. Yeah, man, I got to see you again next time I come to San Fran. Let's be clear. I don't care about the guy. I stopped caring about what he talks about some time ago, but just interesting. You put a comment in, then deleted it. I won't do that ever. Yeah, I got you. Okay. I don't type something I don't mean. Maybe he just wanted to get out of the conversation, or that I'm not prepared to defend. I got you. Maybe he felt like he overstepped it and like, ooh, I was too harsh with that. Let me pull it back, and he wanted to not be harsh or something like that, which I think that's probably what he was doing. He was erring on the side of caution and not to seem like he's antagonizing things. But what I hope he understands, I don't mind people busting my balls. In fact, I welcome you guys busting my balls. I need it, right? It's fun for me. It's sport. So I don't get upset. I'm like an East Coaster. I'm like a New Yorker. We can sit here and argue full tilt using profanity, and we're not mad at each other. We're just passionately arguing. It's like a New York Italian New Yorker. We can go toe to toe, man. And there's no hard feelings. And we're using full tilt profanity and maybe even vocal projection, loud. And in the end, we're neither one of us is pissed. We're gonna go have pizza. But it's an exchange of passion, and it's unfiltered opinions being shared and unfiltered, communication. So I love it. I actually like that stuff. Maybe I'll check out the 25K system in November. Will it be good enough for my ears? Hell yeah, it will, dude. Of course it will. Of course it will. You come and you listen, bro, and you tell me, Mikey, man. I don't deal the cut shit, dude. I deal the pure shit. My shit is uncut, pure, good, the top level. Okay. I don't fuck around with anything else. I sell the good shit. I think Yoshi closed down in Oakland. I don't think so, bro. At least unless they closed down the last couple of months. Because when I was there, what was it? 3 months ago, 2 months ago? It was open. We had reservations. We decided we had to do something else. We couldn't make it. Sushi, you know it. Whose deletion? I won't go into it. The ether does exist in couples, everything. Hope to be here during Wednesday's discussion. Yeah, man, you got to come by. It's going to be very interesting. Don Dietz, hailing from Detroit Rock City, Motorhead. You said using the synergistic fuse would change the sound. How does the fuse change the sound if it's not in the signal? Hell if I know, brother. I have no freaking idea. And I'm not even going to attempt to tell you. All I will tell you is it probably has something to do with the power supply noise. And it has maybe to do with filtering high frequency, maybe off the incoming power line or something like that. It is it's in the path of the electric, so it treats the electricity, on the way through. Something it does to the AC. So you can mess with the AC. You can line up the spins of the electrons. You can magnetize it, which I think lines up the spins. You can, I don't know. You can just mess with it. So that's how it does. It's crazy, but it does work. And I can't explain it. Ether, the path. Yep, I get it. It's not in the pathway, right? I'm clear. Brax amp and aerospace speakers. Oh, you have a Brax in there, bro. Okay, my buddy just put a full Brax system in his Alfa Romeo. Oh, what's that thing called? It's the Alpha 4TC or something like that. It's the Alpha sports car. And this dude's nuts, bro. He sent it to Germany. He sent the car to Germany to have a body kit made up that he designed with the company. Like he told him, take a little out here, do this. And they made a one-off body kit for that car. And then he's got a stereo system being put in. It's gutted. He's going to have a one-off show car, Alfa Romeo, whatever that little ass two-seater sports car is, with a sick audio system. Yeah, Mike, we had some tight chicken with the master of tea. That dude loves music, man. Yeah, cool. That was great, dude. I dug that. It was too short. That was my that was unfortunate. Wish I got to spend more time, man, hanging out. So we'll do it next time. I was going to bring up divorce speakers, but I don't want to start something. Oh boy, the big banana. New York pizza, Chicago pizza, Detroit pizza. Oh, that's a good discussion. Yeah, I love them all, man. I love them all. Detroit is some kick-ass stuff. I love that burnt edge, that crusty edge. Oh, so tasty. And then we got Chicago pie, which was so good there, man. And then, of course, New York pizza, you can forget about it. What you're not talking about is Connecticut pizza, what many people tell me is people go back and forth between New York pizza and Connecticut pizza. But I had some. Oh, man, you're making me miss pizza, dude. That's unfair. I love you, brother. Don't want to argue with you unless, of course, I disagree with you, which so far I don't. It's all good, man. Devour. Yes, I am laughing out loud. Good. We should be able to discuss stuff without getting bent out of shape. Absolutely, man. I mean, look, we are all one family. It doesn't matter what your political views are, what your religious views are, what your proclivities are, what gets you off. It doesn't matter, man. It's like we're all freaking humans. We're all on this planet and we're all one group. So we need to love each other for our differences. We don't need to all be the same. We don't need to all have the same ideas. We need to love each other for our differences. And what's even more fun is making fun of each other for our differences and making it fun where we tease each other and joke, but we don't mean it in a bad way. We're doing it because we love each other. So we fuck with each other because we love each other. That's what family is all about, right? Otherwise, life and shit is too serious, man. We got to break it up. We got to have fun, you know? So I love that. And it's really hard to get a group where you can fuck with them about, you know, when you can really fuck with each other, when you're really close, you know, that's the best. Need to go, Mikey. See you Wednesday. Okay. See you, Marty. Cheers. See you, Martin. Try and send me your number again, mate. I can't find it. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't find it either, Marty. On my, I tried to find it on my phone. You just called me, man. I thought I had it in here, but I didn't. Brax are nice amps, pretty inside. Cool, man. And they sound good, I hope. I'm pretty sure Yoshi's is open. Yeah, I think so too. Yep. Oh, you're right. Yoshi's isn't closed. I was thinking of another club. Yoshi's has a good vibe. Yeah, Yoshi's is solid, man. And it goes way back, dude. Can't get butthurt over different opinions. We all love this hobby and can get along. Yeah, totally. Exactly, man. We got to tease each other. That's fun shit, right? Because you got to be wit. Have you looked at Mikey, at Miley? Oh, you talking about? Were you trying to say Mikey or Miley? Oh, he. So that's me, Mikey. He defines bent out of shape. I'm definitely bent out of shape. Would you love me any other way? No, you wouldn't, man. You love your Mikey bent out of shape. That's like how I am, man. I wouldn't have it any other way. Is the 25K the lower limit on a system you would recommend? And is that with both analog and digital sources? 25K is the entry level for an exotic system. So it's not the lower end on what I would recommend. I can recommend things that are less. But this 25K, what I'm giving you is a real exotic, like a real hand-built exotic. It's like saying I'm bringing you an in-house movement on a hand-built watch, you know, and you're like, well, what brand could, you know, will do that? You know, okay, well, I'm bringing you the real shit. It's not a Tudor. It's not an Abel. It's not a, you know, what's that other one? Tag Heuer. It's not that level. It's actually, we're going into the Rolex. We're going into the other higher level brands, the IWCs, the Omegas. You know, we're into that next level, right? Not the real retarded level, but we're into that where you're getting a handcrafted piece. It's an exotic, okay? So the 25K will be baby exotic. That's what I'll coin this, the baby exotic system. So it is entry-level exotic. You're going to have single-ended triode, monoblock tube amps. You're going to have an Italian hand-built DAC. You're going to have slate speakers. You're going to have, and then you're going to have a streamer made in Canada. And that's it. It's going to be kick-ass. There are many pizza joints in Connecticut that claim the best pizza in town. Yeah, I know. Helping and teasing is the best. Fuck seriousness. It's boring as hell. Thank you. Just jam and smile. If you can't smile, roll one up and pass out, right? Never change, brother. All right, cool. Well, look, don't you guys go changing. It's 2 hours. I need to call it quits. Thanks, everybody, for joining. And honor to you all. I love you all. Thank you for joining. It's all about the music. Don't forget to listen to music. Forget about the hi-fi. Forget about how it sounds. Just enjoy the music. All right? So we'll see you guys later. Isn't this what everybody does now? That's too stupid for me to do. I'm just going to say I love y'all. Okay. See you. Cheers.